Welcome back, everyone. The Edo State chapter of the All Progressives Congress has inaugurated its campaign council for the September 21st governorship election. Former governor of the state and chairman of the campaign council, Senator Adams Oshiomhole, while inaugurating the campaign council, urged every member of the party in the state to work hard to win their units and wards. Tonight, let's speak with Kasima Fegwa, media consultant to the media committee at the APC campaign council. He joins me via Zoom from Edo State. Good evening to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Welcome to the program. It's good to see you again, sir.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Right. So some days ago, I had this discussion with Honorable Paul Ohumbamu, but it became very important for us to do this again because it looks like there is still a lot for us to know about. But let's start with your assessment of preparations by the electoral umpire, INEC. The final list of candidates is out. Continuous voter registration has ended. How would you assess the preparedness of INEC?
Well, this is a standalone election, you know that, and that of Edo State and Ondo State are coming almost simultaneously. INEC so far, so good. They have started the continuous voter registration, the CVR, and fresh voters have been registered. And at the end of the day, they will come up with a comprehensive data of voters across the state. So we are waiting for them to come up with a clean copy of the total number of registered voters. But on the part of the political parties, I think we are upbeat.
Absolutely. 2 off-cycle elections coming up. But what other areas do you think INEC needs to up its game?
Well, we will employ INEC to talk to some of their ground staffs who are in Edo here, who are becoming partisan. It will be good for INEC to create a level playing field for all the political parties so that the outcome of the elections will be acceptable to all participants and all political parties who are participating in the election. Of course, you know, when election seasons come like this, you have those who are playing the role of internal saboteurs who want to undermine the credibility of INEC to conduct free, fair, and credible elections, who want to give INEC a bad name. I believe personally in the capacity of the INEC chairman to make sure that he sees through this particular process and ensure that what comes out of it on September 21st will be acceptable to all. I don't have any doubt in the capacity of Professor Mahmoud to manage this whole process.
All right. As part of the build-up to these elections, some stakeholders are wondering if the APC in Edo State is really ready for this election. I mean, it's looking like your party might not even have a chance. I mean, looking at the series of defections since the primaries ended, in a week, about 4 chieftains resigned from that party, including the APC Edo Central Senatorial Vice Chairman. That's Chief Francis Inegbenike. I mean, interestingly, for a lot of people, this is someone from the same local government as your candidate. Another very prominent stakeholder, that's John Mayaki, also says he does not want to have anything to do with the candidate. I mean, he went further to say that the Edo governorship election should not be about party, but about competence of the candidate. What's happening, Mr. Fegwa?
Well, this is political season. You should expect that so many subplots and plots will come to play. The issue of defection, I think APC has been at the receiving end in terms of those who are defecting to APC. They have been harvesting a lot of prominent members from the PDP, almost on a daily basis. Of course, Chief Inegbenike left us. That's okay. We expected that because we know his pattern of politics. So it was better for him to join the other side early enough than for him to remain with us as a mole. It's nothing to worry about. And the one that you mentioned, John Mayaki, I wouldn't want to join the shoes with him because he claimed himself to be the director of media and publicity of the Monday Okpebolo campaign organization. For the past 3-4 months, he's been issuing statements advertising the candidate, promoting his aspiration. But you never can tell what happens when darkness falls. So now that he has joined the other side, it presents him as a double-faced person, because the articles he has written about the candidate, promoting him and eulogizing him and all of that, they are in the internet. So, and the internet does not lie. So play them out for people to see so that we know the characters of those who are living up. But it's okay. We are not losing sleep. We are receiving more and more people. I can assure you, APC is the party to beat in the state because Governor Baseki's abysmal performance has not helped matters. Even the PDP candidate, Alfred Godado, lamented that he regretted joining the PDP because when he joined, he discovered that there are about 3 or 4 factions: tribal faction, Danovi faction, this one faction, that one faction. So that means it's like a fait accompli for him. So APC is enjoying the roller coaster. We are very happy. We are very confident, and we know that since our candidate is a serving senator who was elected by the good people of Bedo Central, where he comes from, we see him as uppermost. We see him as the man to beat. The PDP candidate has not gone through any election. This is the first time he's even registering as a voter. He used the opportunity of this TVR by INEC to register as a voter. These are importee from Lagos and elsewhere. But our candidate is very much on ground. He has run election. It's an electable material, while others are appointable material.
All right, Mr. Fegwa, you just called Chief Inegbeneke a mole. Have there been instances of him being a saboteur, or rather a saboteur, in recent times?
We are politicians, and we know ourselves as members of the APC. You know, it's not a thing that is unexpected. You know, in political parties, there are those who have their sentiments elsewhere outside your own party. There are others in other parties who have their sentiments within ours. So as we speak now, we have people who give us, blow by blow account of what is happening in PDP, and I should expect that they too also have people in our own inner circle. So that's politics. It's given, but Inegbeneke is not a man to lose sleep about at all. I don't want to even discuss those issues because after elections or during elections, we know the capacity of those who can rally around the votes, who can rally around the people, who can deliver on votes. Because all these people who are talking here and there, writing this, writing that, tell them to show you their polling unit results. You'll be shocked at what they score. So we don't make too much noise, but we are campaigning, and our campaign will go around the entire 192 wards, and we'll be able to rally the votes at the elections.
All right, Mr. Fegwa. Well, if you say these two men are inconsequential, what about Victoria Amo, whom many see as one of the political daughters of Senator Adams Oshiomhole? She has left for the PDP. How worried are you?
That's okay.
How worried are you that more members will continue to leave in the days ahead of the election? Kindly hold on, Mr. Fegwa. How worried are you that more members will continue to leave in the days ahead of this election if these issues are not resolved?
There are no issues to be resolved. It's just that people, a lot of these guys will put their mouth where there's money, where there's easy money and all of that. Because if you look at APC is the strongest in the state as we speak. We have 2 senators out of 3 senators. We have 7 House of Rep members out of 9. And so we're very much on ground. It's PDP that will be trying to do catch up with us. And when you mentioned Victoria Amu, of course, the sentiments of the woman, she will feel comfortable somewhere else, maybe because of matrimony or otherwise. So we don't have problem. But if you look at those who are leaving PDP to us, you'll be shocked. And those who are still coming, there will be tsunami kind of scenario by the time they all empty into APC.
Okay,
because
so
we don't want those states to be at the wrong side. We want us to be in sync with the federal government so that people will not be mounting billboard on our roads and saying that this is federal road, this is this. If Edo State is APC state, we will know how to network the federal government, how to convince the president, and for us to have our state rules fully constructed, our federal rules fully constructed. So we don't have problem with that.
So how can
Anybody
this dream
can
of
we are enjoying.
how can this dream of taking back Edo State come to reality if party members and stakeholders of the party are complaining about the marketability of your party's candidate?
How do they define marketability, my sister? A man who defeated a PDP sitting senator in Edo Central, Senator Clifford Odia. Monday Okpebolo just came into the fray and defeated a sitting senator, Senator Monday Okpebolo, Senator Clifford Odia, and you are saying that it's not marketable? As far as we are concerned, is the only electable material we have seen now. Others have not run election. They don't know the dynamics of running election. They don't also understand that it is not all about noise. It's all about tact and diplomacy. Senator Mondo Kwebulu has done for his people what a lot of these people have not even attempted in terms of building boreholes, instead of constructing roads, instead of fixing schools in his senatorial district, even as a private individual. Now, he's a man who is very humble, from the humble beginning. He's got candor, he's got emotional intelligence. He's someone who is very accessible, he's a good listener, he's very calm, collected. The fact that he's not speaking big grammar the way they want him to speak does not remove from him that it's a material for governorship. Don't forget that you don't have to speak grammar before you know that potholes are on the road, on the highway. You don't need grammar for anybody to tell you that the hospitals are bad. You don't need grammar to tell you that the schools the schools are rotting in the state. They preach about Edo best, but if you go across the state and see schools, how rotten they are, you'll be wondering what is all this noise about Edo best. Only recently they leak exam papers and all that so that people can pass, and at the end of the government will claim credit. They ridicule themselves in the process. So for us, as far as we are concerned, Mondo Kwebolo is the only electable material among the front runners. Others are just coming to the state. They don't even know the state. They've not run elections before. They have not even voted before. So why would somebody be saying that it's not marketable? I think they are just trying to be clever by half.
But you would agree with me that, I mean, getting elected as a senator is a different ball game when you compare it to wanting to be the governor of a state.
I agree with you that it's a different ball game, but it's a game that is part of the process of producing the governor, because it means that you are in control of a senatorial district as number one political leader of that senatorial district. He's controlling 5 local governments out of 18. If he's able to get a majority vote in those 5 local governments, he's already pulls apart other contestants. And don't forget that he lives with the people, they know him, he relates with them, and he's been there doing things. Only recently he went to one community, they complained about electricity supply. Every other candidate went there to go and speak grammar. He went there and performed, and he was able to resolve that particular crisis they have. So a man who talks less and work more and do more is better appreciated by the people, because PDP in the state under Obaseki has castrated the state in such a way that those states is in the news for the bad reasons, for the wrong reasons all the time. There is hatred, there is disharmony, there are quarrels. The governor is quarreling with the palace over issue of artifacts. He's quarreling with a lot of the traditional rulers. The governor is quarreling with party leaders. They are suspending, they are expelling, they are counter-expelling, they are all manners of things. Even expelled, impeach the deputy governor and all of that. So in all of these issues, I think the attraction should be that PDP does not have what it takes to unite the people, to rally us around and pursue our common ancestry, common interests, in the manner that Edo is known for. The can-do spirit of Edo people is such that we like to be united, we like unity, and we rally around support around our traditional rulers, especially the Oba of Benin, who is a rallying point for all Edo home and abroad. And now we have a governor who is almost up in arms against him. And so Edo people are not fools. They are very enlightened. They are very conversant with the environment, and they can always interrogate issues. And in this election, The issues are very straightforward. How much performance have you put up in the area of roads? What about area of healthcare delivery? What about schools? Those schools, as we speak today, I challenge anybody to come and do a feasibility study. Any school that has more than 5 teachers, I'm ready to part with the best, because you need to go across the day and see the rocks.
Mr. Afegwa, we'll get to that in a minute. Because it's very important for Edo people to know why they should vote for the APC. But there are those who have said it looks like a fragmentation ahead of governorship election in Edo State has been normalized. So, I mean, in all honesty, if these people who are defecting to the PDP continue this way, isn't this a loss, a huge loss to your party, which in turn strengthens the fold of the PDP?
I think you are getting the reading wrongly. The people who are defected from PDP to APC are far more in number than the handful of those who are leaving us. That's the truth. If you take a roll call of the chieftains of PDP that have left them, don't forget that there's what they call legacy PDP. And that legacy people, that the aborigines of the PDP that ceded the political power to Obaseki in 2020. And so majority of those persons have defected to us. You know, the fact that we're not making too much noise about it does not mean that a lot of people are not defected to us. They are defected, so many of them. Every day you read your news, you will see somebody defecting to us. The people who have left us, they are just at 2 or 3. Victoria Amu, Inegbaneki, and I won't count John Mayaki as a politician because it's a media.
But we had Mr. Odigwe, who was saying about 5,000, 10,000 members of APC had defected.
Was he there to count the numbers? These are easy ways to tell lies. That is how to undermine. When people are defected to you, did they queue up for you to count them? These are all lies. Odike, for all we know, is neither here nor there. And so we know quite a number of these people who have interacted with them in time past and present, and we know that they don't have the capacity to tell them to give you their forwarding address. They don't have. These are people who are just political jobbers who go around to look for where to get their daily meal. So I'm not surprised at all that some of these persons are living.
Indeed. I mean, it looks like the APC is also happy that the former governor of Edo State, Philip Shuaibu, has declared support for your candidate, Monday Okpebholo. I mean, we also heard that he has donated some campaign materials to the APC. I mean, just like I asked Mr. Humbamu, what electoral value would the former deputy governor be bringing to this campaign?
Well, you called him a former deputy governor. That's number 2 citizen of the state. For whatever it is worth, somebody who can donate a campaign office to us, who can donate vehicles over 40, somebody who has his own followers across the state. You should know the kind of value he will bring to us. We are receiving persons who, even if it is one vote you bring to us, it makes sense to us. And if you are sincere with us, and you're able to give us just 1 vote, it's better for us than those who don't even have votes to bring, and they will be telling you that they are defected. When APC finishes this election, our candidate come out victorious, you see the same persons coming up with the reason that it was Satan that lured them to join other party. They will still beg and come through the back door. I can bet you, because this is not the first time they are doing so. So we don't have problem.
But now that his party has suspended him.
Our rank and file is swelling by the day, and we are happy that we're upbeat.
But now that his party has suspended him, is the APC willing to accept him into the party?
Who?
Philip Shuaibu.
The party has no powers to suspend people. The suspension of political party members is at the ward level. You see, this is part of the inexperience of the PDP and the rush to conclusion of a lot of their executives. At the state level, you cannot sit down at the ESCO meeting based on the constitution of parties for you to expel anybody as a state working committee body. You cannot do that. Your registration with the political parties at the ward level. When I left the PDP, I went into APC. At my ward level was 5 in Okwela, and I do the register. That is the point of registration. If you are to be expelled or suspended, that is where it will take place. So all this one they are doing is just a storm in a teacup.
But the PDP candidate, that's Igodalo, received endorsement from the Peter Obi support group. I mean, you would say you're not worried, but I'm sure you're very worried as a politician. I mean, as against supposed to the candidates of the Labour Party, Olumide Akpata, how worried are you, Mr. Fegwa, about how this could affect your candidate?
A lot of what you read from the PDP media team is essentially propaganda. You see, a man who has not been part and parcel of the power apparatus of Edo State, who has never voted in Edo State, cannot be harvesting voters in one fell swoop, just the way they are presenting it. No. The Peter Obi movement, they are not one consolidated body. They are made up of different set of Edo people, women, youths, and all of that. They will naturally defer to candidates of their choices. So we are harvesting a lot of them. Olu Akpata is also being a Labour Party candidate, also harvesting some of them. Peter, the PDP candidate, who also harvested some of them. But to say that obedient movement in Edo about does is a big lie. And I challenge them.
But
because
Mr. Fegwa, do not forget
when you look
that...
at the elections, let me just make this point. When you look at the elections in the outcome of the election in 2023, APC defeated PDP right in Benin, which is Edo South, which is the hub of obedient movement. And the senatorial candidate of PDP lost election. The governor himself at his polling unit of Oredo also lost election. So he has a Labour Party senator representing him, and an APC House of Rep member representing him. So these are the dynamics. So they can say anything they want to say, but in terms of followership, in terms of support, APC is the party to beat as we speak today in Edo State.
But I mean, this is different because Edo Decides 2020 was a straight and open race between two major parties. I mean, we had Issa Yamo of the All Progressives Congress and incumbent Governor Godwin Obaseki of the PDP. It's a bit different now. You're trying to unseat the ruling party in your state. That's the PDP, knowing how the power of incumbency works in Nigeria. And like I asked earlier, the Labour Party, which did pretty well in the 2023 presidential election, is also there. How will you surmount these dynamics?
The power of incumbency was there in 2023 when they lost. They don't have a senator. They only have one House of Rep out of 9. So where was the power of incumbency? All of these are just grandstanding. As far as we are concerned, we have a sellable candidate who has been elected as a senator. That is one. The candidate of the Labour Party has never been elected into any office in the state. The candidate of the PDP has never been elected. They are good materials as appointable materials that can be appointed by Senator Monday Okpebolo when he gets into office. But to say that in this election that they will defeat us, it will be like the biblical camel passing through the eye of the needle. I can assure you that APC in the state is very strong. We are very virile and we are very articulate on the issues that are confronting the people. You don't need to preach too much. I ran beneath today. It was rainfall. The rain had just stopped falling. And before I could get to my hotel, I had to pass through flooding and erosion right in front of government house. That is the kind of Edo that we have presently, because they abandoned the Benin City Stormwater Master Plan that was designed to take care of flooding and erosion. So when you don't need to preach to the people, they know this, they are suffering it every day. When you go around Benin City as a city, you see flooding and erosion. When the clouds are gathering, people are afraid, they are threatened. So there are issues to campaign with. They are just on the fingertips. The schools are bad as we speak. I challenge them. I told them sometimes ago that the schools in my community of Okpula, 4 schools, the highest of those schools has 4 teachers. We only have 4 teachers in one of the schools. The others are 33 teachers from GSS1 to SS3. They have not been able to contradict me. All right. In fact, one of the schools has packed up because of lack of teachers. Is that the kind of state we want to inherit? Is that the kind of state that Edo people are going to? We cannot reinforce failure. Whether they like it or not, we want to protect the sanctity of Edo State as the heartbeat of the country. We want to protect the sanctity of Edo State as a very enlightened state made up of credible Nigerians who have contributed their quota home and abroad. In fact, the foreign remittances to this state is one of those things driving the economy of this state. And so when they come back home, they want to see a state that is very secure, a state that has infrastructural renewal, not the ones where they are repainting buildings that were built in 1977 and all that, and they are inviting former President Jonathan to come and commission those kind of projects. It's very laughable, very ridiculous, when there are a lot of things to be done.
All right. So you've highlighted all of these challenges. Now, when we come back from this break, we'll look into how your candidate intends to address these issues. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Politics Tonight, everyone. Thank you so much for staying with us on the program. Tonight, I've been speaking with Kasima Fegwa, media consultant to the Media Committee, Edo APC Campaign Council. Tonight, we're talking about Edo governorship election in focus. Mr. Fegwa, thanks a lot for staying with us on the program. Now, before we move on to how your party intends to reposition Edo State, let me whisper to you some of the feelers we are getting. Now, some Edo residents say party members like yourself are standing up for a man that cannot stand up for himself. I mean, the sentiment out there is that your candidate is hiding from the media. They don't know what his CV looks like. We only have some of you speaking on his behalf. So let's put this conversation into proper perspective. Who is Senator Monday Okpebholo?
I'm happy that it's only this point of hiding from the media that they have to say about him. They didn't say he's a corrupt person. They didn't say he doesn't have a humble beginning and all of that. Senator Monday Okpebholo is a Nigerian from the Eastern-speaking tribe of Edo State. He's presently a senator serving the good people of Edo Central Senatorial District. He is a man who grew up through the ranks from a very poor home, struggled to get himself educated up to university level, and at the end of the day started a business from scratch. And that business has become a multi-million-dollar business. And that is Interweb and Satcom and Chapman Computers. He's the CEO of this group. They assemble computers and all of that. We've got a big headquarters in Abuja. And Interweb and Satcom are one of the internet providers, broadband providers in the entire country, one of the best. They have received the award home and abroad. The latest is the one he got in Geneva. And so Monday is calm, collected, very humble, is accessible to people. He understands the people. He mixes with the poloi, those who are the ordinary people in the village and all. That's why his campaign is resonating so much support and popularity, to the point that what the other persons are campaigning on is just about, hey, he doesn't speak grammar. But it's a senator representing the entire Edo Central Senatorial District. So for me, instead of blackmailing him, they should go and campaign to people. They should go and take their campaign to the people, because Monday has already been elected as a senator before. He's in pole position to clinch this governorship ticket victory in Edo State. So I am pleased with the man who has emotional intelligence, who is empathetic to the aspirations and yearnings of the people, who feels their pulse, who sees and does. Not those one who will come and promise yesterday and tomorrow. They keep promising. I just give you a scenario that he went to a community in Edo Central, and they were complaining about lack of electricity for a long time. The other candidate went there and promised that when he gets into office that he will attend to it. He went there and he told them that right there that he's going to fix it, and he fixed it within a month. And so those people have electricity as we speak now. They complain about federal government rules, EPOMA Sport, EU Sport especially. And he went straight to the Minister of Works. They also went straight to the President of the country, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and lamented that his people are suffering bad road. And before you say Jack Robinson, the Minister of Works has mobilized to site. As soon as they mobilize to site and they are fixing the road, the local government chairman came out and start claiming credit. This is the same road that they have mounted signposts saying that it is federal government road. We are sorry, as a government, we can't fix it. So a man who can do things is the one that people want. A man who has built more than 30 boreholes in the senatorial district, who has fixed rotten schools that the state government ought to be fixing, and who has also, provided healthcare facilities to a lot of people, provided palliatives when things are difficult. That is the kind of man that will resonate the kind of appeal that people are giving him. So when they say Monday cannot speak grammar, you don't need grammar to know that the rules are bad. You don't need grammar to Queen's English to say to know that the hospitals are not equipped or to know that the schools are bad. As we speak, even the one they claim that they speak Queen's English is campaigning in pidgin language. Our common language in Edo State is campaigning in pidgin. I was asking somebody yesterday, I said, what has gone wrong with the Queen's English?
All right, so this issue of grammar, let me come here, Mr. Efegwa. This issue of grammar is very confusing. Is it English bad?
No, I said that's what they are saying. It's not.
Okay.
It's a university graduate. He's a senator. He's moving motion in the National Assembly. He's participating in discussion. He's the chairman, House Committee on Procurement. Public procurement, that's an important committee that resonates around all the ministries and departments and agencies of government. So such a person, he has experience more than any other person. The others are in the private sector who are imported into Edo and they want to continue the economic predatory of Edo. And we are saying, no, we don't want economic predators, we don't want economic buccaneers who when they are failed in their private businesses, will come to Edo to come and use Edo to live up to expectations. The history of Obaseki is very fresh in our minds. In 2008, 2009, when he came to Edo, his company, AfriInvest, were insolvent, completely down and dead. Today, they have bounced back to the point that even owning a bank as a subsidiary. So this is what we don't want. You collect so much security votes, and at the end of the day, insecurity is replaced across the states. How do we want to move forward under such a scenario? You are painting buildings that are old, and you are inviting the president to come and commission them. We have challenges confronting us. Flooding is one of them. Flooding of Benin City. We need to address that. And Osobole started that when he was in government, invested so much. Instead of them to continue, they abandoned them. This government is supposed to be a continuum. But out of wickedness, sheer wickedness, they decide to abandon all of those projects. We are saying, no, we cannot repeat failure.
All right, Mr. Fegba, let's talk about youth appeal. Because, Edo State is known for the kind of energy young people exude towards election in that state. You have Peter Obi, who polled a total of 331, over 300,000 votes to win the state. And majority of the residents say this is because of young people. How do you intend to galvanize the youths ahead of this election?
Well, we have started the process already. And a lot of our campaign team are going around, polling unit to polling unit, ward to ward, house to house. We are not going to rest on our oars because we think that we are at the top. No, we are going to continue to carry out what they call mosquito campaign, going around every household, so as to sustain the kind of appeal we have now. Mondo Puebolo's selling point is the fact that he's very empathetic and he's also very, very connected with the people. Everybody has access to him. He doesn't build barriers and all of that. You can see him anytime, either in his house or even the campaign office and all that. He's accessible, he's approachable, and he understands the issue. So youths will naturally like such a person compared to those who are using fisticuffs, to address issues in the state. Those who are displaying arrogance. They tell you that they are boardroom merchants, they are this, they are that, and all of that.
But also, Mr. Fegba,
we want someone who has that humble beginning, who understands poverty, who understands suffering.
All right, Mr. Fegba.
And can connect to them. Yes.
How important is it that Edo State aligns with the federal?
Yes, I'm just giving you a typical example of how important it is on the issue of this Auchi Benin Road. It's been in very bad state for a long time, and instead of the PDP governor in Obaseki to visit the presidency and all of that and make case for Edo State, he was erecting signposts saying that this road, this road is federal government road. As a governor of a state, the federal people are not coming to apply your roads. It's Edo people that apply them. And if you don't have good roads to bring out goods and services from remote areas to the urban centers where the demand for them are high, then you are killing the economy of the state, number one. Number two, if the Monday Okpebolo, seeing the state of that road, moved into action himself and Adams Osumole as senators representing Edo North and also Edo Central, met with the president, discussed with him, and before 2-3 weeks, they gave the go-ahead to the Minister for Works to quickly start palliative work before the main work will start. And we are getting some reprieve now. That is the kind of thing we want to see. During Adams Osumole, he constructed some roads, Ugbawa Road, the extension of Ugbawa Road, Dawson Street, Sapele Road extension, all of that, which are federal government roads, and the federal government refunded 18.3 billion to Governor Obaseki as a governor. Ask me what he has done with that money, that he cannot continue fixing roads for the goods, for the services of the people. So when you have a state that is infrastructurally rotten and decayed as we have now, and what you have is just a mere palliative that they are showcasing to the public, then you know that it is about time for Edo people to look inwards and endorse a man who has already started working even before being voted into office. So as soon as they saw that we were doing that road, the local government chairman under PDP started coming out and shouting that they were the one who has masterminded this. So I don't have any fear about this election, I can tell you, because Edo North is a lockdown for APC, Edo Central is a lockdown. The battleground will be in Edo South, where we have 7 local governments. And from the kind of people who are endorsing us now, those who are joining us from Edo South, the sky is the limit.
I mean, so there is this unconfirmed report that Governor Obaseki has reconciled with Senator Oshiomhole and asking for his support. Is this true, Mr. Fegwe?
Because I want some of us won't even want to see that, and there is no atom of truth in that. They are just playing mind games, trying to blackmail persons and all of that. Is it the same man whom you condemn of being a godfather? Is it the same person you want to reconcile with? To do what? You shouldn't be looking for the services of godfathers or those you have condemned to be godfathers. He should face his election and his godson, we have a candidate who has an overflow of anointing and God's grace. You need to see the way people defer to Monday. Monday entered the fray for the first time in 2022 to contest election as a senator, and he defeated a sitting senator of the PDP. That is, and let me tell you, in the entire 25 years of democracy, the entire Edo Central has always been under the grip of PDP. It was the first time that an APC candidate was defeating a PDP candidate for Senate in that senatorial district. That is very instructive, and it is noteworthy, because if the people are not in support of Monday, he wouldn't get that kind of breakthrough. But because they know that he is a part of them, he's been doing so much for the community, for the members of the community, they decided to file out and they gave him enormous votes. He trounced the PDP candidate, Clifford Odia. And so in this election, we are going to be looking at a man who is very humble, whose humility is very infectious, who has God's grace and anointing, who also understands the issues and the pains, among our people, who is very conversant with the poverty in the land and all of that, and he knows how to connect to the people. And so I'm not afraid at all, because in this election, whether you like it or not, APC is the party to beat. I repeat it again and again, because when you look at the dynamics of ground, we know how far PDP has gone under Obaseki. We know the disharmony in PDP. We know the quarrel. To the point that even the candidate of the PDP is afraid to even associate with his own godfather, or Governor Obaseki. He doesn't go to campaigns with him. He goes alone. He's trying to distance himself from the dismal performance of Obaseki, even though he too is an advisor to Governor Obaseki. But he's trying to distance himself. And he also acknowledged in the meeting recently, publicly, the videos are all over the place, that he didn't know that PDP was embroiled in several fashions like this. If he knew, he would not have joined the fray to contest. So we are telling him not to lament too much after the victory of our candidate. We'll see how we can rehabilitate him.
Mr. Fegwe, you keep saying Governor Obaseki has performed badly, but those who said the governor is finishing stronger. And transforming Edo State's economy for unborn children of the state.
You can be finishing stronger on failure. Failure is also finishing strong. When you don't perform well, you can finish stronger on failure. You can finish stronger on poverty.
All right.
You see, the point must be noted that we are not living in another planet. We are living in Edo. I told you, I gave you a typical example now that when I arrived in Benin, from the airport down to Boundary Road, very okay. From Boundary Road down the other way, flooded. From front of 4th Brigade, which is just beside the government house, flooded down to Protea Hotel where I'm putting up. So you can imagine the kind of anger of the people. You can imagine that these are supposed to be highbrow areas, but go to the other slums, areas that are far flung from this supposedly government area. You see that it is flooding everywhere. So if anybody saying his man is finishing strong, let them show you the statistics, let them give you. Then we'll tell you, I challenge them to a debate. We'll sit on the television and we'll get to address the issue one after the other. If you show me the number of schools he has built, if you show tell us the number of the number of what is called hospitals he has built. Even at Brosali University, as we speak now, intakes to that place has dropped from 15,000 to about 3,500 because people are angry. Lecturers are on strike every now and then and everything. You know, there's so much setback in this thing. That's why we want to rescue the state from the grip. You know, to provide that grip of Governor Obaseki.
All right, so in all of this, Mr. Fegwa, where is the former governor of the state and former national chairman of the APC, John Oyegu?
You know, Oyegu is a respected Edo indigene. He's an old man. He's played the role of the father figure to all candidates. And I expect him to maintain that status quo in the run-up to this election. We're at 80-something. You shouldn't be jumping around talking about politics. And I like the respect he has accorded himself by staying away from the fray.
All right. So before we talk about the challenges and what exactly Senator Monday Okpebholo will be doing to change this, I mean, the magic wand your party intends to perform in putting Edo on the path of economic vibrancy. It may be too early for this, but some stakeholders have begun to highlight the importance of a level playing field ahead of the election, an opportunity where every political party will be free to put up its campaign banners and billboards without fear of intimidation. Would you say that has already been put in place by government of the day?
Well, it is not the government of the day. Oh my God, sorry, I think I've lost you.
I can hear you, Mr. Fegwa.
Okay, the government of the day will naturally want to apply desperation in all of this. But we know for sure that we have all that it takes to withstand them man for man, vote for vote, contact for contact, and ability to promote stability and peaceful conduct of elections without inhibition. So when you talk about power of incumbency, it can only exist where you are popular. You cannot rig election where you are unpopular. And in the present circumstance in Edo State, the PDP has become a popular party, and members of the PDP legacy group are leaving them every day. Chieftains of the party are leaving every day. And so, to a large extent, APC is in upbeat situation, and we're happy about that. There's no need to pretend that there are not a few challenges here and there, but they are not challenges that should worry us. We're not losing sleep over that. Between now and the time that the elections will come in September, we'll have been able to fine-tune all the other processes to give us a resounding victory such that the PDP candidate will not be able to ask for, to go to the tribunal. We will beat them silly. That's what I foresee.
All right, Mr. Fegwa. So what's your parting message to the voters in Edo State as the election approaches?
Well, I appreciate Edo people so much because home and abroad, they are very enlightened people. They have the spirit of can-do. You know, their can-do spirit can move mountains. And they are very conscious and aware of their environment. You can't deceive them for too long. They know what we are talking about. Markets have been burnt in this state. Promises have been made to fix them. We haven't seen them. Roads have been commenced. They have been abandoned. The Legale port was promised. We didn't see results. Our port was promised. There's nothing, no takeoff. So there are so many things that are existing at the level of MOU, to the point that the governor is being called an MOU governor. And so for me, Edo people should please, come up and come out one after the other to endorse and support the APC candidate, Senator Mondo Ebolo, who is very empathetic, who is very humble, who is very calm, who is collected, whose ability to understand the plight of the people is very cerebral. And so, to that extent, we will be calling on them to support us, because we don't want to reinforce failure. We don't want to continue to dwell on inanities, bestialities, and dismal performance. Just like Patrick Obahagbo will say, if you permit me to borrow his word. He said, what exists now in Edo State is akin to what they call Odori Fero Saga Kumgagatwan Gaga Kumgaga. If you understand that, you know that Edo is already in a very frustrated situation, and we are looking for the Messiah to repel us. And Senator Mondo Kobolo is that person.
All right. So, and when will he start speaking to us, the media?
Anytime you want him to talk to you, I will volunteer that. I'm a consultant to the campaign council, and anytime you want him, please tell me. We'll visit your studio and we'll talk to you.
All right. We'll be looking forward to that. Thank you so much for speaking with us.
There was nothing they didn't say about Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president of the country, when he was campaigning. They said all manners of things today.
All right, Mr. Febra. Thank you very much for joining us.